like it is the city council, city hall, yes, Wi-Fi account.
Right, and I don't say that. I don't know if they're
All right, so we got a shirt for you guys. I heart my shrimp. There?
I think
All of mine. I'll go say hi and then I'll meet you over. Huh? I hear you guys are not calling up, well, not you, but I hear they're not calling up certain names while the labor people are here.
and you would think, yeah,
I had that spotted from a mile away, so
you've been here long enough.
I put in a formal complaint, but the whole point of this, right, is I actually should be thankful to the city because they're giving me some of the best law practice ever. I have the Brown Act violation as a civil rights claim that I'm going to file. I have a public records suit over in Riverside County Sheriff's for a decades-old case that they're not even giving me the incident ID for a police report, let alone a redacted police report. And then, of course, I have the collusion and malicious prosecution. I honestly can't wait. I'm going to litigate them on my own just to see what it's like and experience it. And by the time that I'll be through finish law school, I'll be the only guy that has minimum of 3 cases against a major city on his portfolio of litigating his own cases.
But at that point, join the club.
No, there's nobody that's done a Brown Act suit. People do a cure and correct demand, but nobody's actually filed for civil rights claims except for Wayne.
I was gonna say Wayne, and I think he goes by Red Chief Hunt now, but Michael Hunt,
Yeah,
he has,
Yeah.
and several of his other friends. Well, they went in as a group.
yeah.
and,
Well,
and then he cheated them out of the money.
and see what I also saw they do is they do these stupid small claims, and I'm like, this isn't a small claims. This is a proper civil rights claim, not a petty like 12 and a half. It's gonna get thrown out because they don't entertain. That's not what small claims court is for. It's for petty theft,
Anything under
proper
5,000.
damage. Yeah, it just
Unless
generally.
it's changed the amount, dollar amount.
No, it's the dollar amount has changed, but as far as the actual categories, they're still the same. It's still,
Okay.
and so you can't do civil rights claims that are of this scale and this repeated on a small claims. It'd be different if it was like a one-off, and it was so egregious, and you just want to get it over. But
Correct.
this is not that. This
No.
is a proper suit.
That's gonna take a while,
Yeah, but better than
but it's in the process.
it is. I can't wait. But I was watching. I was like, this is so foolish, man. I mean, come on. All right, I'll be over at
I
Public
just
Works.
work here until I don't.
I know.
That's hopefully soon.
Well, for you guys also get special access to little closed session meetings too.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Hey. You want a shirt?
Like that one? No.
Thank you very much. Let's get started with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items and will be provided up to 1 minute per person, up to a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to subject matter which are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. The board may not take any action on any matters discussed during the public comment period. We will begin with in-person speakers. First up, we have Audit Elect.
You are not even hot.
I know, it's actually cold in here.
Too many layers.
Public Works. All fascinating. We learned so much. And President Kang, I want to thank you that you suspended twice with 10 minutes rule, but I'm just going to ask you straight out, if you could just, if anyone wants to speak, just let the public speak. You know, I would appreciate it. I'm just asking for my request, but I thank you for that. I'm here to ask and continue to ask, eventually, like if so much has happened, thank you, they're no longer getting endless permits. But we're still working
I want
on
to
the
read what it
street.
actually on the
The
agenda.
street was dedicated to the name of a person who's a felon, but the problem is it was laid by people who are considered really religious. They call them religious volunteers, but it's really a form of slavery. You know, working 110 hours for $47, doesn't matter if you're children or not. It's not really free will at that point, and when you're working on a public street, you have to be paid fair wages. It's the law. There's no exceptions that I know of. The union president may know more than me, but I think it's, you know, the law that you have to pay fair wages. That's what we're asking for their workers, for their people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Dee Soto.
Did you want to stay up there?
Yeah.
All right. What's up? Yeah. So I want to thank this board for not issuing an order to arrest me for moving a toilet. I really appreciate that. I think so far so good. I also want to thank the deputy city attorneys for also not filing charges on me for moving a toilet during the June Father's Day event that was permitted, thanks to all the work that Audit LA and several others behind the scenes have done. I want to thank the rest of the deputy attorneys for not getting together and colluding to further violate my rights on filing other bogus criminal charges for, again, some grand conspiracy. It seems that apparently being on L. Ron Hubbard Way is some sort of criminal act in and of itself. But for that, I say thank you for not filing criminal charges against me. Or at least if you did, you could at least file criminal charges against the rest of the people that also put their hands on a toilet that, for some reason, in fact, Scientology actually tried to steal. So maybe that's a case that you could take a look at Scientology in filing some sort of theft charges against Jennifer maybe or somebody else. So for that, I thank you for not prosecuting me further.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is Alina Maxis.
Good morning, President. Yes, so with the general public comment, I just want to have a friendly message, especially to our friend right here. And I believe a lot of our public work workers are from illegal immigration background, and I wish our board provide a safe working environment. And I really wish that in the future I am also myself as an illegal immigrant, and I really wish that our board provide a safe speaking environment so that all of our illegal immigrants can feel safe to attend the meeting safely. And then because a lot of the speakers keep telling me that I need to go back to my communist prison, I just want to inform all of my friends that I want to be peaceful, I want to be, I have an American dream, and I wish that public work does not have to keep saying that I'm going back to communist prison. I'm trying to please.
All right, next speaker is WPF, Mr. Trump.
Here, hold this.
So, fucking kangaroo, you allowed the public of LA building to verbally attack me and threaten me, you fucking cunt. What kind of dick are you? What kind of president runs a fucking public works like this, you shithole? And as far as I'm concerned about Mexican railroads, fuck Mexican railroads and fuck the bronze statue. What kind of fucking criminal enterprise moves that shit on our country when Donald Trump saved your fucking jobs, saved your fucking city, saved your fucking liars from doing more harm than good? Go back to your fucking country if you don't like America. Go back and get your legal documents, your naturalized IDs, and come into my fucking country and you can work all fucking day long. Other than that, 42 USC 1983. Fuck you, Newsom, and fuck the mayor of Los Angeles. Bitch.
Thank you very much. Your next speaker is Goat Puppet. All right, second call for Goat Puppet. Mr. Knight, we will now transition over to our virtual.
Thank you for doing that. We only have one virtual for general public comments, and that is Bill.
Okay, I'm going to reiterate a lot of what Blake said about L1 Hubbard Way. It's very distasteful. How would you like it if there was a sign that said Warren Jeff's Way? He's currently imprisoned for his FLDS shenanigans, like what L1 Hubbard should have been in prison for before he took his own life on high whatever in a trailer. He was supposed to drugs, and the cult says you're not supposed to be taking those drugs, so the hypocrite. So it's very hypocritical in a free country to have a sign with that name on the sign. It's an insult. It's egregious, and the bricks have to be torn up because it was done by slavery. We don't have chain gangs anymore. I know they're illegal in California. When are you going to do something about it? Bye.
That was the only virtual public comment we would indicate if you wish to offer public comment that used to be a hand raised during that last 6 o'clock. Right? Would you like to offer public comments? I see that you've unmuted, however, I'm not seeing any.
Okay, I wasn't asked to unmute yet, so that's right. Yeah, just a public comment, please. I just would like to reiterate what the audit and Jill said before regarding the bricks that are laid on the concrete by slave labor, in some cases children under 10 years of age, where their slave labor still happening today. It would be amazing if you could restate that role in respect of the victims of Scientology. That's all. Thank you.
Seeing no other hands raised on the virtual platform, that concludes public comment this morning.
Thank you very much. much. With that, we will close the general public comment portion of today's meeting and move on to multiple agenda.
Is that Marie from Australia? Who is that?
That was Miriam or Muriel.
Oh, that's not a Marie. I thought that was a Marie.
Comment period for up to a minute per item, and up to a total of 3 minutes in the meeting. This is the only time you can speak on more than one agenda item, and please identify the item that you will speak on when you are called.
We got 3 minutes. Okay. No. Bye.
You don't want it?
No.
Okay. I've been waiting for this. Gotta write down this notice here. We'll keep that. Let's go over to our favorite. I'm still criminal charges.
That's enough talking about that. That's outside the place. You can say hi to me. You say hello. You come to say hi to me.
I signed up a dozen names earlier, but who knows? I videotaped it. I want to videotape.
They called you 2 times. Being sold over.
No, that's fine. I don't care.
They called you sold 2 times.
I consider public works to be audits. Doing it. What do you think of this shirt, though? This is a pretty good one.
That I like.
I heart my shrimp.
Yeah, no, that I like.
Who doesn't heart their shrimp? I mean, he's our favorite shrimp. Hold on, I got the other door.
An issue that is close to my heart and close to my mom's heart because of many personal impacts. Alzheimer's is not a funny subject, but today we are lucky to be joined by 2 very funny people who know how to bring some humor and a lot of heart.
No. 2 paper in your bag. 2 paper. I put 2 paper in your backpack.
What papers?
I put 2 paper in your backpack.
For this?
In the car. When you park your car.
Oh, yeah, the pamphlets.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah. Hold on.
Is that now that is with so many of us. Right now, there are an estimated 7
bro.
million
Chill the fuck out. Calm down.
in the United States, and nearly 200,000 of them are right here in Los Angeles County. That is a number that is hard to wrap your brain around. Nearly everyone knows someone, a grandparent, a parent, a partner, a neighbor, a colleague, a friend. The disease is heartbreaking in ways that can sometimes be hard to put words to. There is no cure.
Bro, that's Seth Rogen. That's Seth Rogen, the fucking actor.
Where?
That's Seth Rogen.
Who's Seth Rogen?
He's a big fucking actor.
I don't watch TV.
Oh my god. That's
I've
Seth
heard the
Rogen.
name though. I have heard the name.
I gotta tell a shirt guy to show him. That's Seth Rogen. Okay?
Who, that dude right there?
Chat, that's Seth Rogen.
Who? This dude?
Will be needed to care for the growing
The guy in the blue
population
blazer?
of people living with dementia.
Yes.
The largest worker
Apparently
gap
it's in South
of
Africa.
any
That's
single
Seth
occupation.
Rogen, for Christ's sakes.
What does he do? Like, I honestly I don't watch TV.
Oh my god.
Is he famous on TV?
He's way more famous. He's
I heard the name. Like I know the name.
A-tier celebrity famous.
I haven't watched TV for like 10 years.
I've seen firsthand.
I gotta show this guy to go.
And how navigating the complexities of this disease and our overburdened healthcare system can feel like a Sisyphean task. Which is why I'm so grateful to have Lauren.
That's Seth Rogen. Show him your shirt.
Who wrote that? What?
Seth Rogen. That's a fucking actor. That's an A-list celebrity.
What Rogan? I don't know.
Seth Rogen is a very famous actor. That guy in the blue shirt standing up to Nithya Raman speaking. You,
I don't know who.
do you see that white man right there? Right there. Show him your shirt. Go up there, show him your shirt, make sure he sees it. He's gonna love you. This is the kind of comedy he does. He's a comedian.
Rogan?
Yes, that's literally Seth Rogen, bro. Jesus Christ. Very, thank you.
Oh, is that from The Neighbors? The Neighbors movie?
He has tons of movies. He has tons of movies.
Your uncle, they're telling the truth about what this disease is and how we can take action to ensure that our brains are as healthy
Excuse me?
as can be, while also calling on all of us, especially those of us in leadership, to protect and strengthen critical systems like Medicare, which so many Americans with Alzheimer's rely on as their primary source of care. That is why today it is my honor to officially recognize Lauren
So that's
and
Seth Rogen.
Clarity for Charity for their incredible work and thank them
See what I
for
tell you?
reminding us
That's,
that even in the
thank
darkest
you.
corners of illness, we can find connection and community and perhaps even laughter. With that, I'd like to invite both of them to say a few words.
Thank you so much to the Los Angeles City Council for this incredibly meaningful recognition.
We especially want to thank Councilman Nithya Raman, your leadership and raising awareness around brain health and dementia prevention are deeply appreciated.
Very much so. I recognize in June Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month here in Los Angeles. We were helping to shine a light on the disease that is far too often kept in shadows.
When we founded HSC over a decade ago, it was in response to something personal and painful, watching a loved one experience Alzheimer's far too young.
Since then, we've been driven to make brain health a public priority and support families navigating this incredibly devastating illness.
Today, this resolution reminds us that the City of Los Angeles stands beside the patient.
We share this recognition with every caregiver, researcher, and advocate.
Together, we are changing the narrative around brain health, one conversation, one community, and one city at a time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember, I've got 8 speakers on the queue, starting with Councilmember Padilla.
Because I can now that I go first, Ross now, okay, but, Councilmember Nithya Raman, thank you so much for bringing this presentation. You know, I've always been a big fan of making sure that we elevate those monthly themes related to health, especially because, you know, we're the city, we're not the county per se, so we don't talk about it enough, but we definitely have a constituency and an audience that should know about these things to start the conversation. So thank you for bringing it here. You know, I grew up with a great aunt with Alzheimer's, but it was in Mexico and it was a small town, and it was a whole lifestyle related to making sure she would be okay in a small town. And it really trained my family, but now here at home, this new generation, like my mom and my actual aunts and uncles, are dealing with this, and me and my cousins find ourselves in a position where we have to rethink and re-strategize now in a major city. So it is a very serious thing. I know we've done very good as a region to talk about mental health, but now we're also realizing that there's much more to learn about brain health. So thank you, appreciate you, and I have never really been a big fan of celebrities getting involved in policy and politics, but for this one I appreciate it. Thank you both for what you do and using your star power for something incredibly specific and productive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Councilmember Raman, for bringing these wonderful people in. You know, not only have you made us laugh throughout the years, big fan of movies, but your work in this area, you know, being a son who's dealing with a parent whose mom was a brilliant, strong woman, and you know, she was always the boss in the family. To watch her slowly sort of decline and see not only the effects that it's having on her, but the effects that it's having on the
You gotta
entire
ask him what do you
family.
think about
And
Scientology.
someone, you know, forgets how to cook.
You got
Starts, you know, thinking.
Can you tell structure about
how the families are.
Yeah. But you gotta tell him what do you think of Scientology. Even when he's back there in the hallway, you gotta ask him what do you think of Scientology. I'll get you on that.
Understanding, and then music, learning, you know, difference between what you mentioned, but all the different sort of categories that come with it. And I just really appreciate that two people like you that are high profile are really so much attention to the family that are obviously successful. So thank you, Councilman. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, and thank you so much, Councilwoman Raman, for bringing this presentation. Thank you to the two of you for putting very important attention on this issue that does not get talked about in popular culture, but almost all of us deal with it. You know, those of us, we live in a big city and we work so hard to have a good public transportation system. But when you've got a family member with Alzheimer's, they can walk out the street, board a bus and a train, and it is one of the most terrifying things that you can ever experience. And there aren't a lot of places to go for help. folks in my office right now are looking for day and nighttime care, and the price that they're getting back is $20,000 a month. $20,000 a month. This is right after you just got done paying for college for kids, which has also gone through the roof. And so it's one of the big affordability issues and livability issues that doesn't get nearly enough attention. So I thank you for taking the time to come and share with us and all that you've done. And on behalf of the council, I'll apologize for Mr. Soto Martinez. Mr. Rogan, he was trying out his one-liners just in case you needed someone to play a councilman in your next film. Thank you so much. Councilmember, you're on. Thank you so much. Our next presentation, exciting one, will be brought to us by the one and only Mr. Tim McCosker of the 815.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This presentation has been decades in the making.
Watch my stuff. I'm going to go ask him.
I just said the seniors in Scientology.
You watch my stuff. I'm going to go ask him. Right here.
But Google used all my lines, so I'm just going to move on. Good morning, colleagues. Today I have the honor of recognizing someone and his family and his
It's actually just down the hall to the left. That's the Public Works room. Man, they took. Watch my stuff. It's behind audit.
Sounds like a violent Democrat to me. Apparently his twin daughters. Well, not allegedly, they were charged.
Probably took them up around.
It's an incredibly difficult city to manage, and we haven't had very many good days lately. What makes this all so much
I think what they
harder
did is I
that
think they
LA
probably
is
took them
not
up
designed to work.
and then back down.
You know, when you hold the camera, hold it here, because you're covering up your whole logo there.
Because
I know,
100 years
I know
ago,
it's
the
trying
authors
to.
of the city charter designed this government to avoid the corruption that they saw in Chicago and New York. They deliberately designed this government
Sorry.
to widely
No, you're good.
disperse authority.
You can stay.
He told me to leave.
Yeah, you can stay. You're good.
They made power diffuse.
I just wanted to say hello.
Yet LA worked despite the charter. It was the climate, the industry, the entertainment, and above all, the incredible diversity and creative spirit of the people of LA that made Los Angeles the embodiment of the California dream. The things that can't go on forever don't. For decades, this city has ridden the cycles of boom and bust, making short-term decisions with long-term consequences. For decades, this city systematically underinvested in modernizing its infrastructure. For decades, city government systematically underinvested in our city staff's training, technology, equipment, and facilities. And for decades, city government has systematically perpetuated outmoded practices that are simply unsustainable in the world we live in. This is a moment of truth. I know some people say, well, you know, LA's had hard times before, we can come through this, we'll be better than ever. It's tempting to rely on our resilience, to hope that this too shall pass. But that's not the world we live in. Hope is not a plan. 2 months ago in these chambers, Mayor Bass recognized the gravity of this moment, and she said, we need a fundamental overhaul of city government to deliver the clean, safe, and orderly neighborhoods that Angelinos deserve in the place they call home, and to reverse decades of failure on homelessness. She's right. That is exactly what we need. A complete overhaul of city government. Bold, systemic change. It's time to redesign LA to actually work. Mayors need a chief operating officer to work across department silos. We need rigorous, innovative citywide management. That's why cities like Long Beach, Glendale, Santa Monica, Pasadena, West Hollywood deliver services more effectively and efficiently. Your department managers need to be freed from micromanagement. Empower them to actually run their departments so you can hold them accountable for the job they're paid to do. LA obviously needs a chief financial officer to put its house in order, its fiscal house in order. We need a 2-year budget and a real 5-year capital plan. It's time to shift from base budgeting to performance budgeting. Allocate resources to what works, away from what doesn't. It's not rocket science. You can't have a world-class city and a world-class workforce unless you invest in world-class training, technology, equipment, and facilities for your workforce. So it's past time to reform an antiquated civil service system that was designed for a world of typewriters and radios instead of the world we live in today, a world of artificial intelligence and data, digital data. So empower your workers. No level of pay can compensate for working in a mind-numbing bureaucracy. You have dedicated public servants who strive to keep this city going every day despite everything. Why not truly partner with labor? Unleash the innovative spirit of your frontline workers to redesign the services so we can live within our means. Maybe you have different ideas. Maybe you have better ideas. But what LA can't settle for is anything less than bold, systemic reform. I know that Los Angeles is the economic engine and the cultural soul of Southern California. A world-class city deserves a world-class city government, one that's designed to work. Extraordinary times call for extraordinary leadership. Beneath the broken sidewalks is a broken system. Because I've had the privilege of working with each and every one of you and your staffs. I know that together, you have the capacity to lead this city toward bold, systemic reform to make this city work. So I implore you, carpe diem, seize the day. God bless you. I yield the balance of my time.
Thank you, Rick, for reminding us that when we built this beautiful building and these chambers, we put a podium here and a microphone here for a reason. We turned the horseshoe around and had it face this podium and the people for a reason. Thank you so much. I'm sure other council members have comments.
They do. Councilmember Hurtado.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank Rick job for the city, especially as a side chair urban planner. You being honored by urban planning departments across the nation, studied your work, you brought me to Great Streets and figuring out what that means for our cities and streetscaping. So thank you for that, and good luck in your next endeavor.
Mr. Blumenfield.
Professor Cole. Great. Why can't we get rid of you? It's been 3 times we've tried to exit you from the city, and you just keep coming back. And I am hopeful that you will come back again, that this is not your last hurrah. You have this history of doing that, whether it's on the Pasadena Council or you do that for a while and then come back. I just think it's in your nature, obviously, using the podium today, as you did so eloquently, to not just say goodbye, but to do a call to action. I really appreciate that, and your eloquence is some of your phrasing is worthy of Johnny Cochran. To avoid abuse, you must make power diffuse, is I think what you said. Or that's what they did, I guess. I have really enjoyed working with you for many years. You know, I've had the privilege of knowing you through many of your iterations. But you have been a consistent through line as
I gotta talk to you.
in all the different capacities that I've known.
So is that what you think he did? For not putting in receivership?
Innovation for deputy mayor for Garcetti, for Santa Monica, in your
Yes, absolutely. When you read what I brought here, I brought the decision. You want to see it?
Yeah, I do actually.
Move it, you know, not just more towards, not performance budgeting, but it's performance budgeting.
Here, read page, bottom of page 8 and the top of page 9 first.
At a faster clip. Your call to action. And most of all, I just want to stand up and express my gratitude for all that you've done and that you continue to do.
You said 8 and 9?
This is not a divide
bottom of
service.
8,
This is just
beginning of 9.
a shift in where you're
And they're not
focused.
going to believe we have this
And I know that you'll still be a phone call away when all of us want to call on you for your learned advice and your help. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Councilmember Rodriguez.
You go through his legal thinking.
Thank you, Mr. McCosker, for bringing in this long-standing public service here. Say thank you, guys. You know, I had the opportunity to first work with you when you were serving as the first deputy mayor of Budget and Innovation for Mayor Garcetti. And I was serving on the Board of Public Works. And your parting gift was a little nugget of cash that allowed me to overhaul LA Bob. Because I had talked to you about the need for us to make it a more constructive user interface, that we had to have a system that wasn't designed by how we work, but it was designed to make sure that the business community could navigate it and figure out how to make it accessible.
Any local or
And
fiscal
it was
emergency
working
declared by
with
the
John
mayor.
Reamer, and I remember
What did
And city council
certain members of
under
the
the
city
authority of
family quietly,
Top of 9.
so no one would come mess with what we were doing,
Get the rest of it.
meeting by weekly, and we got it done in 9 months. And I want to say
Obligations of the
thank
city
you,
of
because had you not
shall be
allocated those
paused and the parties
resources,
agree to
it
meet
wouldn't
for
now have the successor of now, because it became in vogue, everyone talked about procurement reform, no one ever actually did those.
so the parties agree that the duration of this agreement will be 5 years, which the court shall have continuing jurisdiction to oversee and enforce the settlement agreement. So that's why.
Because so often,
That's why.
when we celebrate this leadership in performance, you have been the example of actually saying the hard truths, just as you did most ago, about what real leadership is. And it's about the diligence of actually pursuing and seeing the material change. So I want to thank you for being one of those individuals that helped to lead material change.
So kicking this into effect.
And I look forward to that.
And not just him, the court, meaning all the correspondence and the records are owned by the court and not by the city, as far as the...
So much, Councilor Rodriguez, Councilor Price. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Yes. Because the decision is, it gets locked up.
You know, Rick, you certainly are a strong public servant.
He continues to hold on. Which is a public record. Becomes a public record. Oh, it's with the judge, yes. Saying yes. For 5 years. For 5 years minimum.
And Will thought. And so you for instance, just Paul.
Well, this is great because 5 years time, I figure, is around the time that I'll be done, and I'll have that much more records to see. And hopefully, we might get some sort of identifying information as to who the people that they're not serving, to be able to contact them to get their stories. That's because right now what we have primarily is the raw numbers. We have costs, but we don't have. No, that I'm saying, but we don't have these stories of the people, right? The stories of the people. Right. This is so fucking weird that it's 5 years, which is exactly the right amount of time I need. It's so fucking weird.
In a twisted way, because
it is. But it's true though, because yes, I follow.
Don't go too far.
Because yes, right. He would never want. Right. Don't do that.
And then it gets. Thank you so much, Councilwoman
Right.
Thank you, Council President.
Or even worse,
Thank you to my wonderful seatmates for creating
and then
this
say,
opportunity and bringing
yes, okay.
the meeting back to the council chambers.
This fucking guy has he's a guy for you to learn from.
When I was a young choral fellow, and you taught me a great lesson as your now leading some cold nuggets behind.
Yeah, this is some next level. I'm gonna do a whole this needs a podcast, and thank fucking God, whoever the fuck. Did you read this shit?
I've gone through about a third of it. I haven't read his bus.
Holy shit! It makes sense why he did what he did. It's the only option that he should have done. Yeah. Well, that's right. Quarterly in court. Quarterly to him. Yes. Now. Holy shit. Yeah.
And they have nothing to offer but just their energy and malleable sense of mind.
I'm gonna talk about this.
And so I appreciate that lesson that you taught me back then.
No, I know.
You're gonna die when you go through this.
Mr. Zernick, Councilwoman.
I'm a third, halfway through, and I'm just going.
Thank you so much
So,
for being here today.
I mean, off the bat, look at. For decades, the homeless crisis in LA has been shaped by indifference, avoidance, and bureaucratic inertia. Boom, you start off like that, it's game over.
You live way in
Yeah.
and how you you skim around that shit.
Yeah.
Okay? So when we read this, it's not like a normal person.
Right.
Especially Wayne and I, because we've been at it so fucking long. And been in the weird world so long, okay? You haven't been exposed to the weird shit we have. You're really bright guy. You've been in those worlds. But we see this.
Oh, that's the.
article from the LAS on this too. That's pretty good.
And that is the mindset that you brought to your work with Mayor Garcetti, the work that you brought to the solar.
I mean, yes. And it only took a guy on this. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do a whole podcast on this. I'm gonna set my camera up and shit because this is fucking important. This is really fucking important. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, I know.
He's been in the middle of it for forever. Herman and I.
Bottom, okay.
We had different issues before coming into this chamber, but I really appreciate getting to know you as a person, the passion that you bring, and I gotta say this, we're so busy in council, so many things going on, but you do have an ability.
That's exactly where I'm gonna talk. That's exactly where I'm gonna talk. By the food vendor, so that I'm gonna make sure to be loud. So that people hear and all the people that walk by hear it all.
Allow me to reflect on this city.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking boom my voice as much as possible.
You're doing it here today. Over there for lunch. And I just want to say that is
Yes.
We walk in and start waving.
Yes.
One of us will go up in the homeless. Take this thing and wave it in their
Yes.
fucking face.
I agree.
8:30 this morning, they talked about penalizing people that are
What committee was that? Because I knew there was something this morning.
8:30.
What was it though?
That
What?
was with the transportation.
Fuck, that's what I thought it was. Shit.
They nailed those fucking bitches.
I knew there was one. Okay. So that was 8:30, right? Was on the fourth floor?
Fourth floor.
Okay, god damn it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soto Martino.
Item number 5, request to ban homeless encampments and their trailers. Anything connected to it. That it gives them automatic citation plus 200.
So yeah, they're basically saying anything that's connected to the hitch of an RV automatically violates some sort of ordinance, and that they're claiming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the article with Judge Carter. It wouldn't happen if you wouldn't make the vote to this shit.
Available to be of service. You are a true public servant. And so I just want to thank you for a long career of giving it down consistently over and over and over again. It's inspiring to me and to my team. So
There's shit we don't know about that's in there.
Thank you so much, members. Thank you, Mr. McCosker. Thank you, Mr. Cole. I just want to add to everything that the members have said. Tremendous gratitude on behalf of the people, not just of Los Angeles.
6,000 goddamn veterans we got fucking street.
You have a special talent and commitment about how to make the government work. And as you pointed out, even when it's intentionally set up to not work.
But when he first started off with this,
You always stand out to me
when he
because
first started off with this homeless shit, he was
dozens and
just
dozens and dozens of people around the county who are trying to get things done on behalf of our district.
But has he got the proof?
About 85% of them start off with why we can't do
that's not proof
what
of nothing. The
you
problem
are trying to get
goes on
done.
forever.
And then
Skid Row.
50% of
I
those
know.
follow up with a second reason why you can't do.
Well,
what needs to
you remember
be
one of
done.
the
And
women
you
testifying
always
was the
start
board
with
member of the
this
Skid Row
kind of
Trust Fund,
to your goal.
and she admitted that
is deeply
she had already done so publicly, but in court she said she knew it was getting abused, she knew it was getgetting fraudulently used, and I mean that's... No, she got fired. She got fired for coming forward. She got fired. The board kicked her off for coming forward. That's exactly what she said. on
They
the
paid lots of
stand,
money for that, by the way.
she said she was getting paid around was $260K a year. She said that while the money was nice, I said F that. I was repeatedly saying this is wrong. And they canned her.
We are extremely.
That was it.
Why do you think
Councilmember
because we
McCosker.
go against us? We go against the grain.
I couldn't leave the podium without introducing another public service organization.
Yeah, it is.
International banks putting together financial funds.
Right.
With the only guaranteed money they have.
Right.
And how about this? The city attorney, the last thing behind his ass off when he said, with conduit bonds, there's absolutely no problem for the city financially, but if you read the 500-page thing specifically on conduit bonds, guess what it says? If the person they loan the bond to, okay, it's a loan bond, it goes upside down, the city's on the hook for the whole fucking thing.
Which only means you take on private debt to try to finance it. And then if you can't, then you have to give some sort of in-kind payment, right? In the form of assets like parks, other properties and whatnot.
The taxpayers are on the hook.
Yes.
Do you think that these international bankers want to give up the only guaranteed high profit bid part of their portfolio? Half of it because of the fraud? What would they do to stop that?
Yeah.
That's what we're facing. That's what I'm facing. Because I've been at this longer than anybody.
I was looking at your.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker. Another big round of applause.
Getting healthier.
And as we're closing this presentation, before we go to public comment, members, we started yesterday giving short vignettes from our district about the impact of federal government's actions in our streets, the daily tackling,
Hold on, man. Hold on. I gotta write this down.
that we see in our streets, not Star City, but cities around Southern California, in the name of immigration reform and enforcement. And so today we'll hear from the 14th Council District, Councilmember Isabel Salgado.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I rise today carrying the sorrow of our community and the responsibility to protect those who make our city whole. On June 6th, 14 garment workers, fathers,
That's crazy. All right, I'll give you your.
uncles, brothers were forcibly detained by ICE during a raid at their workplace.
It's probably like a little tag that they have for.
Are beloved members of their community and vital threads in the fabric of Los Angeles. They're part of an industry built on the labor of immigrants and too often repaid with wage theft, unsafe conditions, and retaliation. Their names are Tomas, Juan Fernando, Jose Paulino, Jacob, Miguel, Oscar, Uriel, Lazaro, Filimon, Ismael, Reynaldo, Luis, Mario, y Jorge. That day, their workplace became a place of nightmares. These men were taken without explanation, and their families
Where did you
were
put it? I
left
can't find
without
it.
answers.
Come look.
But the community did not stay silent. Advocates stood outside the warehouse for hours, shouting legal advice through the walls, refusing
Where'd you put
to
it?
leave, and showing the kind of solidarity
You are the one
that
who
keeps
opening
our
the pot.
community safe and whole.
You are the
Among
one who
them
opening
was
the
David
packet,
Huerta of
and then you are the one who opening your backpack. I just put it in.
Defending others. Today, I'm honored to welcome a family member of one of the 14 men, someone whose life has been upended and who brings with them not only grief, but also resilience. Their presence here today is more than personal. It is
It's
an
not
act of
me.
courage.
It's
Did you put it in the brown paper? The brown package paper?
No.
Please
I
join
don't
me in
remember
welcoming
because you are the
Yulia,
one
who
who
will
opened your
now share
backpack.
her
I just
story.
put it in. You are the one who opened the hole. Which hole did you open? I don't know.
Hello, my name is Yulia, daughter of
Yeah, you are the one.
Okay.
There's another one. There's another one.
No, that's.
Yes. This is.
Oh yeah.
This is me.
I'm here today on behalf of my father and 14 indigenous Zapotec ambulance workers who were kidnapped by ICE on June 6, 2025. My siblings ranging from 4 months to 20 years, and I need our father, especially my 4-year-old brother, who has a disability and asks us about his dad.
What happened that day was a very traumatic experience. Watching my father be taken away and chained by hands, feet,
I'm gonna do a podcast out by the food trucks. Bazzetti has some really great news, and I wanted to make sure that people hear it. You're welcome. I'll go ahead and include you in on it too. I'll bring my mic set up and everything. That way y'all can talk. No, after this. Yeah, we'll be out. And I don't know if Amy's listening, but lunch is on Big Amy today, right?
Yeah, we're gonna hightail it out here for lunch though.
Big Amy's getting us lunch today. Are you gonna stay for the afternoon?
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay. Are you gonna be here like 12ish?
When we're out
12
of
to
here,
2?
well, we were supposed to go get.
Are you guys heading out for food elsewhere?
Well, he wanted to, but shrimp.
Oh, shrimp? No. I'm telling him to stay.
Because we were gonna go to grab lunch and then come back, but.
Yeah, I'll tell him he can stay by the food trucks.
Okay.
And then I'll bring my stuff, and then while you guys eat, I'll just have the interview.
Because I want to interview you on something too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not the same thing, but I want to talk to you. Like, I'll talk to you about my idea later.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, Big Amy, lunch is on you.
I call on all elected officials from LA mayor back to local law and statewide representative officials to step up, continue defending LA status as a sanctuary city by prohibiting any violation or protection of immigration enforcement by local law enforcement. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Jurado, and thank you for the courage to stand up and tell your story to us and to everyone watching. With that, Madam Clerk, Mr. City Attorney, can you prepare us for public comment?
Providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, if you again stray off topic, you may forfeit the rest of your speaking time, so we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 3, which are business improvement district items, items 30 through 33, and items 35 through 46. So again, the items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 3, items 30 through 33, and items 35 through 46. Item number 34 is continued. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. So a couple more announcements if I can have the interpreters make this first one aloud to the room, please. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Si usted requiere interpretación en español, por favor hagan pausa en sus oraciones para que el intérprete pueda interpretar.
Don't worry, you will pause your time while the interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
No se preocupe, vamos a detener el reloj mientras el intérprete interpreta.
I was gonna bring my camera and do an interview about the Carter thing after this. Over by the food trucks.
In order to help us run an efficient public comment period, I would ask that you please wait until you hear the name that you signed up under called aloud before lining up. The order in which we take public speakers is at random. The list is randomly generated based on the people who are signed up. So again, once you hear the name that you signed up under read aloud, you can line up on your left-hand side of the council chambers in any order. Thank you.
Opening filling minutes, Jason Reedy, Scientology, and Karen Savant.
You look like Jason Reedy every day.
I eat Scientology for breakfast.
What's the name did you use?
Scientology.
Oh, yes.
No, he uses Jason Reedy.
No. She didn't use Scientology?
She used the third name.
Oh, okay. I don't want them to be like, oh, I signed up Scientology. Well, they don't. I still didn't want them to confuse. But there's over 60 names. And there's less than 20 people.
I can just imagine you waking up every morning. You're like, oh my god, I have to go through this crap again.
No.
This stupid name calling crap. Just call the damn names and let them speak. And your nightmares are just him. The camera slowly pans to show the names, and you realize there's no randomizer. And you wake up like, there's no randomizer.
I suggest we run this like a Garnet Salia. Pick a number, a red number, does the display?
There's an easy way to do it. Fair enough.
And number.
I know.
And then that's where they pick a number. You know, 1, 2.
Yeah. 3. She can go first. I just want to make sure she has the mic.
Okay. She has the mic. If she's not ready, she'll let us know because usually we're like, ready. You might go.
Did you hear about the order on receivership? The order on receivership regarding the Alliance v. City of LA housing?
Well, never.
He didn't grant it. You know what he did instead? Minimum 6 years, you're going to report quarterly to the court on your enforcement and status on me. Oh, it's legend. It's utterly legend.
Well, in 6 years, we'll see if he's even alive. Because he's like, what, in his 80s?
Hey man, don't discount him for that.
No, I know that. But I'm just saying, if he's in his 80s, right?
Yeah, he's old.
So.
But in Marine years, he's like 25.
Thank you. I'm here, I want to speak to our community leader, Mr. Herman, and our community leader, law attorney, Mr. Spindler. I want to have a chance to stay in City of LA, and I want to make sure, City Attorney, can you please do not deport me? I want to make sure that our Council President, Harry Sullivan, can you please do not deport me? Because our Council President, Harry Sullivan, made it very clear, he is going to protect every single black illegal immigrants. But however, I am Caucasian, so I want to make sure our City Attorney, can you please protect every single law-abiding Caucasian illegal immigrants? Because we deserve to live in the city, we deserve to have free food, free housing, free health care, free prostitute, and then free federal services. So please do not deport me. I want to stay smoking scared. I want to stay. Allow me a chance to stay smoking scared, please.
Before you next speak, I'd like to call you one in. Mike
You want me to get the names?
Peterson and
The
Judge
mic?
Edward Chen.
Good morning, Speaker. Which item would you like to speak to?
Yes, good morning. All items and general public comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the item, I'm going to ask you to begin with them, and then you will have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
So we have a couple motions here on several bids that frankly I know for a fact haven't met. In fact, one of them hasn't even met for a quarter. Now, how can you possibly vote on motions that your bid hasn't even met to offer public comment for people to actually file their grievances? How can you possibly take any sort of vote when you haven't even contacted the neighborhood council for which these bids are in the same district as, and they still acknowledge that they haven't met, and you're trying to vote on a motion that has to do with the bid and whether you can trust in their confidence that they're actually executing the will of the people? How is it that you have bids like Hollywood bid that literally do not meet for over a quarter, and yet at the same time, right, at the same time, you're still allowing them to go and have motions here before the council? How is it that a bid can still have a motion that you are agreeing to or not agreeing to today when they have not met to even take public comment, which is the whole point of the city council and the neighborhood councils as well? We're going to talk next about some of the housing items on the agenda today. If you haven't heard, all right, if you haven't heard, there was an order made on the receivership. And guess what Carter said today on the receivership? Carter said, screw your receivership. You're going to report to the court for a minimum of 5 years. I want to see exactly what you do on a quarterly basis. I trust none of you corrupt assholes. And for that, right, for that, the people are now seeing exactly which of you guys have nonprofit involvement, which of these assessorships are legitimate or not, and how many people are in any of these assessorships or not. How many people are actually constituted in a unit, how many beds are in a unit, and what even is the definition of a bed. Right? That's what Judge Carter said. I already see the city attorney. I'll go ahead and talk about item number 36. So item 36 is yet another assessorship, yet another item that was on the Judge O'Carter case for a fraud, right? For homeless fraud in the city of LA. And you know what Carter said to that extent? Here's what Carter said. Carter said, fuck the city council and fuck the Los Angeles.
So this is your final warning. Item 36 is a rent escrow.
As long as you, so can I get, I'll get.
You can go in general, but stick to the items for the next 42 seconds.
That's fine. Can you at least give me back the 12 seconds? So you're not giving me, all right, so I'll take that yet as another prior restraint on my public comment here today. And I'm on your ass, city attorney. You know I'm on your ass about those complaints, and you know I'm going to come forward with those civil claims.
You've been warned 3 times now. You have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
So again, why are we here today, right? We are here today because Marchese is arguing with the staffers on what criteria is constituted as the sexiest man alive in the city of Los Angeles, and his staffers are annoyed. Right, the staffers are annoyed that Marchese is getting to these sort of arguments. Right, this is the type of stuff that Marchese does with his staffers. And how do I know this? Well, because your staffers tell me, Marchese. How about you go and stop arguing with your staffers, stop having choice words with them, and instead do your job, Marchese. Like, for example, not restricting my public comment when I'm trying to talk to the mayor of Bass over a secret meeting that she has behind the council chambers here that you don't even allow people to get into unless they specifically know it's in that hallway. Right? How about you do that, Marchese? How about you do that? How about instead of arguing with your staffers over dumb shit like what makes the sexiest man alive, right? You instead do that, Marchese. How about that? How about you stop complaining to your staffers and you do that, Marchese, all right? How's that for knowing which of you guys have snitches on the inside? And for that, I'm going to be reporting on the Judge O'Carter case. Fuck the city council. And Hugo still can't look me in the eyes. Fuck you too, Hugo.
Edmund Kobe, Iris, and Eric R.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. Hi, would you like to speak to?
I'll give it a try. I can do it,
Understood. So you have 3 minutes for the items, 1 and 2 are the big items. And so please begin with the items, so 3 minutes, and you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Okay, well, 1 and 2 deals with streets and everything, and I just want to say that when it comes to working on streets or anything dealing with streets, just a reminder that people cannot be earning slave wages when they're dealing with streets. And I don't think you guys do enough to really make sure that there's not any kind of labor trafficking when it comes to dealing with streets. Because I see all the time on L. Ron Hubbard Way, which is in Pearson, that I see people who are getting slave wages working on a public street. And I don't know how that's allowed. I keep hearing there's an MOU for them for Scientology to be able to maintain that street. Right, streets are streets, right, well, number 1 and 2, right, we're dealing with streets. And I just want to make sure.
Business Improvement District, so if you could speak to that during general.
Oh, and then, business improvement, that's another thing that they're involved with, because with the business improvement district, there should be a rule that they have to be in good standing, okay? If you're on a business improvement district. If you have a seat, right, you should not have cases against you that involve child brides or RICO, civilian RICO, I would think. Because now the East Hollywood bid, they have a Scientology has a seat on that bid, and they are in court right now on a child bride case, imagine a child bride, not volunteering, but, whatever. And then a civilian RICO case, so why are they on the bid? Are you guys monitoring who seats on these bids and if there is good standing? Like, we wouldn't want, criminals or anyone, who, does bad names on our bids, right? Because we need to feel safe. So, that anyone that would have RICO cases against them, I don't feel safe having them on my bid. Now, for the other ones, the 44, 45, with the seniors, I see you're trying to do healthcare for seniors, which is great. But you know that there's a lot of seniors trapped in the Blue Building in different areas with certain Scientology. Although you're not allowed to die there, they don't allow people to die in there, so they move them to the hospice a few blocks away, which is a very sad place. Because after the Lisa McPherson case, Ms. Gavin basically decided that no one's going to die at a flag or a flagship, and that's the big Blue Building. So they have to be put elsewhere to die, but they don't believe in proper medication or proper, anything medical. So I hope that this, whatever you're doing with 44, 45, that you would make sure that these seniors are covered, because nobody should have to have any, not be cared for after they gave their lives to this organization, some would call it school. I would all be nice, but, that they should be cared for.
Thank you for your time. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to shout out to the Smoking Scan. The Smoking Scan and I are very, very concerned about this randomizer. We don't believe it exists, and it's trying to do it. I spoke about this briefly in the hall yesterday. Smoking Scan and I do not believe it exists, and if it does exist, it's calibrated wrong, or there's some kind of shenanigans, because it's activated it. So again, and we put in the 50 different meetings, okay? And this is tested. We keep getting on this call. Whenever these meetings are here, none of us should advise all your calls. And I'm just want to advise that, So 50 meetings are put to this randomizer, and not one of them for call. That's a little bit weird to me. So I am going to be monitoring the complaints. I am going to be looking into it deeper, because we're on the ground, we're investigating this. Team, Smoking Scan, and I, we would want that randomizer.
Can you do your time, sir? Just as an announcement or request to members of the public, please do not put in multiple names into the sign up under multiple names. Again, it will decrease the chances that people who follow the rules only enter one name will have the opportunity to speak. The purpose of the randomizer is to give everybody equal opportunity to be selected at any given meeting. Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute to
Mr. Spindler and this man in the Shrek t-shirt, I'm kindly asking you to take your seats. It's very distracting to hear the great words that Mr. Burns is going to say.
And with that, you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Whoa, look at this RV parking with Hutton Beach this morning, right, Ms. Augustine?
Rule you out of order, because he's going off the rules. Technically, there's no standing in the center.
Is it
So I need you to go left or right.
was it Grote?
Harris Dawson did that. I don't know.
Oh, that's because he knows the fucking snitch thing I told him is real.
So left or right is permissible, but no standing in the center.
What if I do mid left?
Welcome to
Only 57 is now for public comment. So you were on top of it. You said 47 earlier. I'm clarifying for you. Please stick to the agenda item from the movie or general public comment. Go ahead.
Dick, I'm on Alley Brook Improvement District. Plot you on item number 1. Item number 2, another.
That's your first warning. Second warning, you're
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
And her question. Look at item 3, dick face with the pimples on your face. Oh, dog eater. Business Improvement District. The close of the hearing and will be publicly live streamed. What's live stream, dickhead? My voice is live streamed. Thank you, Smoke Scan. This one's the housing. Well, 7 items on housing, dick face. Let's take it one. Item number 30, dick face. Fucking communication from the fucking bastard to the Los Angeles Housing Department. Thank you for the resolution, David O'Carter. Yes, we will monitor LA. We will monitor
So
housing.
as was explained to the previous speaker, these are REAP items. They are rent escrow account program items. It has nothing to do with the LA Alliance case and Jeff Carter.
Look in here, dick face. Another motion by the fucking racist Soto Martinez and oh yeah, roundup amending for fucking council action June 10th, 2025. CF for cuntfuckers 250588. District CD 13. Suck a big one like the one in my flyer I had earlier, but let's go on. Recommendation, council, bitch, mayor, approval, or
Hey, you want to hear something great?
Do not.
You want to hear something funny?
Smoking scam, you got it. What does the neighbor know? Yeah, I'll tell you. To clarify, 438 to transfer the appropriation to white nigger council portion.
Dawson is mad because I know his snitches. He tried to kick me out because I was standing up. You know that? I know. You had Duarte come over here.
US 395, 444, 1969, a dirty nigger LA. LA is the racist, dirty nigger.
He's telling his little staffer right now to complain to the city attorney. She said, no.
Dirty niggers who brought emotional harm and stress to veterans. Thank you, cock-a-doodle-doo, Bob Bluefield, and fucking dumb hag, pinche pioja puta, mexicana, tota, babosa, idiota, noodle bra, right? Where's Bryce? Miss Hunt. Where is Miss Hunt? I want to talk about her real name, Agustina. I want to talk about Agustina's relationship with Bryce and his second fucking wife and their criminal enterprise review, Mr. Dawson. You guys got a little click on. I can't wait when the FBI roll up on your ass, nigga, and those motherfuckers, they play games like they did that Florida fucking judge. The DOJ arrested that motherfucker, Edward Chen. Fuck you.
And your time has expired. Continue your day. We'll assault, which means that one of the potential rule government. I expect you to be silent for the rest of the meeting and to not disrupt this meeting. Speaker, before you begin, for anybody who's tuning in for the first time, I apologize for the words that you just heard and the words you might hear moving forward. They do not reflect the view of this city. They do not reflect the view of this body. They do not reflect the view of anyone around this horseshoe. We appreciate your patience. The goals, I can only imagine, is to antagonize not only us, but the members of the public. The quickest way and the easiest way to get through this is to just let it play out. So we apologize. Again, we appreciate all of your patience to the listeners remotely and to the people in the room. Good morning, speakers. Which item would you like to speak to?
General.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
First, we're in council now. I have a problem. LA is not a safe place. First, in Los Angeles, the RV is 124 yesterday. I don't know, it was 3,000 or 211. I had my phone with this real lazy in this display because I didn't want to dive too far into any case. And I'm sitting on the bike at an intersection. The guy comes up to me, I'm black, my high, fucking skinny, worn, with a union purple shirt. I need some money, very aggressive. I'm like, I'm broke. Eat it. And I didn't dawn on me when he reached here, he pulled out, I had an order pursuit. I got the wallet phone back, but he took some money. But the point is, what are we going to do about these people? The Olympics are coming. We're going to have a lot of people getting ripped off, and it ain't right. I realize that's the border of Skid Row, but still, it's LA City, and something needs to be done to stop the BS. I'm hoping we can do something about it. And then the second issue is, I'm glad that a hotel and Universal is not coming up. Have a good day, Tammy.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Donald Harlan, Alina Hampstead, Kim, Donnie Jones, Siva, and Garrett.
Before you begin, so if you have additional comments you'd like to make and you run out of time, or if we run out of time and you're not able to come to the podium this week, please remember that you can always provide additional written public comments at lacouncilcomment.com. Again, that's lacouncilcomment.com. Good morning, speaker. Which item would you like to speak to?
General public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Incompetent Mayor Karen Bass and council members, you were elected to fix Los Angeles, not to do media tours. Stop glorifying illegal alien criminals at the expense of LA's legal residents. Stop vilifying our law enforcement officers. Mayor Bass, every time you open your mouth on TV, you bring shame to this city and showcase your collective incompetence on the world stage. We all watch you call your sponsored terrorist peaceful protesters while they destroy the city for 7 days. Mayor Bass, your demonization of ICE officers must stop before it results in injury or death. You have compared lawful arrests to kidnapping and terrorism. To protect the murderers, rapists, pedophiles, and gang members, you refuse to turn over. Deportation orders are issued by federal judges, not by ICE officers. That was the law under President Obama, Biden, and now our President.
Oh, shit. Say that's for Bob. It's for Bob. You can use it.
Hey, Ulysses, look what I got for you.
Okay, good morning. 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for Jeff. Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to start off with item number 37, I think it is. So we have a few items from Stafford Beatty. They're kind of interesting, actually. It looks like they're actually taking money away from the police. That's actually good. That's what that is. Do more of it. Take money away from the LAPD. Give it towards other things that actually keep people safe. Okay, we have item 40, which is lighting up City Hall in recognition of the, I guess, the victims of the Pulse nightclub fire in North Macedonia. This is June 10th, I guess. So you're doing this like 15 days late, something like that, after it already happened. So what is this city going to do otherwise to help the people of North Macedonia? That's a good question. Donating some funds or just lighting up City Hall will make it look like, I don't know. We have item 41 for various community projects and programs in Valley Village. Z2. Hopefully these are good stuff and not bad stuff. We have item 42, the funding for services in connection with LA Pride. So I guess it's good that you're doing that. Of course, you know, as always, the LAPD continues brutalizing members of the LGBTQ community, and you do absolutely nothing about it. We have item, let's see. So we have, let's go to general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, Ulysses, turning it back to me right now. Why was your chief of staff, you know, calling protesters and ICE raid cops last week? There's something that was happening, Ulysses. Your chief of staff was accusing protesters and an ICE raid of being cops. You know, people protesting these violent kidnappings by masked, these violent extremist ICE agents in plainclothes and ski masks who won't identify themselves or anything. None of you do anything, or actually really doing anything here. You do these little recognitions of the impact it's causing, but meanwhile, the LAPD is continuing to assist ICE. They just did yesterday, just not too far from here in downtown. They're assisting ICE again, brutalizing protesters, and you all say nothing, do absolutely nothing about it. Can't say repeat that.
Next picture. would you like to speak to?
I will speak to the public of the town show of incompetence on all available items for general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Item 1, 2, and 3 are the establishment of so-called business improvement districts. In my opinion, the funding should come from the multi-billion-dollar budget and not the people. Is anybody out there stupid enough to believe that the Monarch Tracy Park are illegitimately appointed incompetent headers are indicted criminal out on bail current price for Dimwit Indian Ramen, who has done nothing but purchase new clothing outfits, knows how to increase business commerce in these areas? In my opinion, increasing true business commerce is critical to the cities and job creation. However, taxing these businesses through the ordinances, business improvement districts is worthless because the Monarch Tracy Park illegitimately appointed incompetent headers indicted criminal out on bail for price and business. Nifty Ramen have no clue of how to use the funds to improve business. The money will simply go into the general fund for the whether it is to waste by giving it to the LAPD or themselves. Definitely indicted current price and Stevie Marcy's office. 30 to 36 is for the removal of property from the REAP account. In my opinion, the REAP account funds collected should be returned to the property owners and funded by the $1 billion withering incompetent self-serving corrupt idiots Jim Coster gave the LA Police Department last year, bankrupting the city into a $1 billion deficit. In my opinion, all REAP funds for these properties should be investigated by the Attorney General as to why Stevie Martin B. Dawson and indicted Sherman Price are embezzling and funneling REAP account funds into their favorite contractors' pockets, kickbacks into their own pockets. 37, 38, 39 is ethics violating indictment. This racist agent John Lee to give another $250,000 to the LAPD for overtime. John Lee has to be the dumbest racist agent on the planet, and these motions he and his clown council are going to give hundreds of thousands more money to the LAPD after voting for the $1 billion LAPD budget increase that put our city in the current $1 billion deficit emergency, where 650,000 city workers are projected to lose their jobs to public services. Stupid. Item 40 is for the Inwood Ramen and Soto Martinez special recognition of the Coast nightclub fire. They are hypocrites when they did absolutely nothing to prevent the burning down of $256 billion in fire dams. In my opinion, and all of the items should be received no votes, indicted out on bail, indefinitely malignant, current price, and criminally insane Dawson are general public comment. The LA Council is an incompetent, corrupt enterprise of organized crime. $1 billion budget emergency, homeless epidemic emergency, 275 billion fire damage, with 16,000 structures and 6,000 homes burned emergency. The Attorney General, the FBI, and IRS currently in a massive investigation of our corrupt city government, misappropriation of billions in homeless funds. The good news, Dawson and his crew are going to jail. Karen Bass, Deputy Mayor for Public, or her Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, decided for making bombs at the current price, indicted currently on trial, marked the 3rd-year Camp Ridley Thomas, convicted. Racist agent John Lee indicted for ethics violations, Aaron Martinez, Gilbert Cedillo, and Kevin Leon out for insane racism. Jose Cuica, 12 years.
I wanted to personally invite you to my interview. I'm going to do an interview by the food trucks.
Oh, out there? I'm talking about, I got committee, dude. You gonna buy some lunch?
No, man, lunch is on John Grant. He got us smoothies last time. Did? Pretty good too.
Tracy Park, formerly known as Tracy Beach, in the court system. attention. I talked about number one, crazy fucking nigga. Man, we're gonna have a live stream back. Let's give Tracy Parker a hand and her transparency. That's right. And we're gonna count the ballots. I good news. You defeated them, but bad news is because they're counting is you lose. That's right. Then we get nothing to shit. The illustrious Heather Augustine of the 10th District is doing another Article 13 days ban. Sit there thinking about Andy off the backs of milkmen. Why? Why are you taxing the people who are poor over their side of the damn freeway? Nobody got no money there. Say no, they number three. Immigrants is also doing the same crime. But I got good news. I will trade this sandwich and we'll take out three off of the ballot. I will give you this food. Come and eat. I got your food. No, all right, let's do it that. Then we're going to get some more shit. Let's see here. This doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. Now, see, tell another thing about that is that we can go to the 2.0. And the person to win this from, congratulations on being emancipated 31. Also, the evil Tracy Beatrice, Tracy Park, giving her landlord a rejected off of the assessor role. Good job. Just remember, everybody, if you have cockroaches in your bathroom and your boss is your landlord, all you gotta do to the landlord is do three things. You gotta pay out the council, pay out the building inspector, and donate to the various nonprofits on the list. Available on www.bobfreemanfieldinstitute.net. You want to check that out. And then we have number 33, K.K.K.K.R. Slusky, the worst thing that happened to Jews since Donald Trump bombed Iran.
It is not on the agenda, this is your open warning. You have general comment.
So now, today, Judge Carter Stanley is back. My Vietnam veteran brother Stanley is back. He's letting Nifty keep control of all that non-profit slush fund money. That means I'm not going to shut you down. My brother, you have turned your back on me. Now I'm going to have to dispose on Friday something I know about. I don't want to talk about, but I got to tell the truth. And then remember, the inevitable Colonel question, he goes back to court in August with his fifth new judge, Judge Cole. Let's give him a hand. See, Judge Cole is the new judge. He used to be a king prosecutor prize. I don't think he won ever since judge like in fucking 7 years. I think you can judge.
All right, hold on, recall the name. It's just because your first and only formal warning. Do not yell out while staff are trying to make announcements aloud to the room. If you do it again, you'll be subject to Council Rule 7 and 12, to be potentially removed. I'm sorry, Ken, go ahead.
August Village, David, Alvin Vasquez, Aaron Peterson, Logan Scan, and Antonio Ramirez.
That new Price judge is a fucking killer.
Yeah, I know, I saw it.
Oh, get my fucking hand. Oh, get that sandwich, okay.
Noted the contract with the organization called Valley.
Sandwich.
God
damn it, I thought it worked.
That supports unhoused residents with things like food, showers, clean clothes, and safe overnight parking. This is a noble mission, obviously, but it's a little frustrating that rather than dealing with the cause of these issues, this body was prepared to deal with the symptoms and funnel more money into administrative salaries and subsidized 501c3s. Safe parking in particular caught my attention because
We keep having motions on our agenda to create more no overnight parking zones. So while this
For the sandwich.
further pushes unhoused
I'll trade him a
residents to their
sandwich for a
cars and
motion.
privileges, then we're funneling money into a 501c3 that offers safe parking. Why don't we just stop? And why doesn't this organization act with it? I don't know if it's unique. A food pantry and unhoused resident services, there's a lot of those. Maybe another one will give us a better deal. There's also motions on this agenda regarding the Los Angeles Department of Aging related to healthcare, new accounts and appropriations to fund services for our esteemed residents, the senior citizen population. Again, we have this issue of unhoused, the fastest growing population of unhoused residents right now are senior citizens. I have a neighbor who lives on Social Security, and she is struggling, and she deals with harassment from our landlord. And again, rather than dealing with the cause, this organization would rather put a Band-Aid on the symptom and then expect things to change. But then it's costing us more money over time. And our citizens, our esteemed residents, they deserve better. We had celebrities up here earlier talking about Alzheimer's, and there was a remark about, oh, even though they're dealing with hard things, they get to laugh sometimes. Like, I guess if they're wealthy, they might get to laugh. A lot of senior citizens dealing with Alzheimer's are also poor, and their families are struggling to get their basic needs met.
Judge Carter
So these
communicates
are
with the
just,
mayor on her private
it's
cell
good
phone.
that we're addressing these things, but it's a matter of how are we addressing them? Are we dealing with
I'm gonna have to
causes
come
or
with it now.
symptoms? We're really only
I didn't
dealing
wanna
with
do it.
symptoms and then wondering, where's all our money go?
I just wanted
We
him to
also
do
have
the right
several
thing,
red
but he
escrow
turned around and fucked up
program
and didn't
items.
do the right thing.
Someone, I don't remember if it was Daniel Guest or Eric Previn, said over the phone, we don't care for them anymore.
Well, even if he granted the receivership, it would have gone. Right, that's what I'm saying. So it would just get locked up in appeal.
It would be probably a year more, yeah. I mean,
But at least with extending it so that they're mandated to report to the court.
I don't do things like that. I go for the direct
We're in
attack.
a fiscal emergency. We're in a fiscal emergency. The mayor said the controller was wrong. He was right all along. Why weren't you listening to what he was projecting? Your revenue forecast was wrong. Now our money's gone. This fiscal emergency is a lack of competency. We can't pretend you didn't cause this. It's really all your fault that these layoffs are occurring and we're suffering because we've seen you lie. We've seen many times while our unhoused neighbors die. It is a crime. You party on our dime while we struggle to survive. Shout out to my friend Scan and fuck you all sincerely.
All right, that's the public comment for today's meeting. Madam Clerk? All right, the city attorney has a date announcement.
Yes, so public comment on all of the other items are closed. I recognize, I think most everybody here who has spoken, but if you are here for the business improvement district. Okay, so
You
you're
disrupted your meeting,
please stop. In only formal warning, please do not interrupt the instructions I'm trying to give to the audience. So if you are here for items 1, 2, or 3, and you have not yet spoken, right? So if you're here for items 1, 2, or 3, this is the business improvement district items, then please line up on your left-hand side of the council chambers. Again, this is not general public comment. This is not any of the other items. It's just 1, 2, or 3 establishment of the business improvement district items. Going once, going twice. So, Mr. President, I do not see anybody making their way.
Nor do I. Nor do I. All right. Madam Clerk, what items are available for consideration at this time?
Mr. President, the first item that is available would be item 24, and for that one, Mr. Price is recused.
All right. So we will take up item number 24 once we've given Councilmember Price the opportunity to recuse. All right, let's open the roll on that item. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote. Rob, aye. All right, we'll invite Mr. Price back to the...
And Mr. President, while Mr. Price is making his way back, may I read for items 1 through 3 for the bid, the public hearing for these items are now closed.
Are you heading out? Are you gonna head out? Okay, well, like I said, I'm gonna be outside by the food.
I have to get him lunch. So I could do that first, or how long are you guys gonna be?
We'll be there all lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, by the food trucks, yeah. Yeah, we'll be right by the food trucks. Come by the food trucks.
I'm gonna have to do some shifting.
All right.
I'll be back in the afternoon.
So why are you doing the afternoon, first in the afternoon? Because we want
The afternoon's noodle.
Yeah.
And then Ulysses the vet, she moved her meeting to the
All
same
right,
time.
open the roll.
They wanted to do lunch with, we always like to have on Wednesdays to do lunch with.
All right.
Okay.
Who's next?
Well, I mean, I'll do 2 streams. I don't care.
All right.
George says he wants to do it, so I said screw it. We'll talk about it, and then I'll get you later in the afternoon.
So,
End of the day.
There's 2 meetings in the afternoon and they're at the same time.
Yeah.
Different room, same time.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that then.
Yeah, we'll probably be back. We wanted to go to, I forget what it's
Go into closed session if I can call the police.
We found the body, we found the.
Forthwith without objection.
Yes, will do, but for the record, all items on the agenda are
No shit. Man, they do not want to hear from him. They keep fucking dodging him all the time. They're terrified. They really are.
Well, Marchese got upset with me. He tried to kick me out because I know his little snitch, and he's having arguments with his staffers on who's the sexiest man alive.
Sir.
I just want to put one more. I didn't understand exactly, but I'll keep it listening. I really like what you're saying. I'm mad. I'm not going to. I'm mad at them.
See Marchese later.
You gonna be there at housing today?
Yeah.
See, I told you, but he's here.
He's a feisty one.
Yeah, it's no good when you.
Look at it. He's smiling too. That means he knows. Look at that. Are you gonna go to the food trucks or?
Yeah.
Where's the tall one? You're gonna be around to. No. I'm gonna go. To do one with you.
You're gonna meet us across the street?
Yeah, right across the street at the food truck. So yeah, wait out there. I'll meet you there. And
there you go. Good. So we're on the same page. So good. We're on the same page. It makes sense
I read your letter about the truancy with the LAUSD, and when you were talking about the rates that they're reporting, they had 1 set of books for the county, and then
300,000 kids gone. I got a 20-year spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Do you know how many school districts I've done?
That's crazy.
150 across the U.S.
That's crazy.
You know what I found out? Not one of these so-called experts knows fucking shit about schools. If you don't know the money, you don't know anything and anything to do with government. You can't do anything without having to
deporting me? Can you stop deporting me? What did I do? I didn't protest Scientology, therefore I have to be, therefore I deserve to be deported. Okay.
No. The better punishment, what he deserves, is he deserves to get us all lunch. That's what he deserves. He deserves, you're going to get us lunch at the food trucks.
No, we're going, we're supposed to go to, because he wants to go to that other place, that.
Where?
You know, that little.
Central Market?
Yes.
So we're gonna go there right now? Let's go.
Yeah, I want
What
to
about my life?
Huh? He wants to do a thing, but I'm like, I haven't had anything today. Like, I'm like,
Yeah. If you haven't had anything, we need to go to buffet. If you haven't eaten anything.
no, it's too much.
All right. Well, anyway, I'll be by the food truck, so you guys figure it out. What? Is he buying food?
Will my bike be safe there? Hello? Will my bike be safe if I go there? Is that for Marshall?
I don't know. I mean,
Leave your bike here and just walk.
Oh, that's okay.
see here, we have a replacement. This is mine, but see, this, they're gonna ask you to switch.
Who? Wait, who is asking me to switch? Give me that name and I can permanently block that person. Who is
Do you
asking
want him
me?
to switch? Who wants him to switch?
Switch my gender? Yes, I would love to switch my gender. Yes, I want to switch my gender. Yes.
Switch.
What's
Well, that's fine.
That's yours. That's not even mine.
I know. Not turn it around. Put it down. Let us see how it looks.
No, my girlfriend Twilight, she sees me, she's not gonna get back with me together.